be around. Always be there. Always be there. 'Cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Sweet music to my ears. All the years we played and had fun in the summer. Don't you know I love you? Yes, indeed I love you. Don't you know I love you? Yes, indeed. Every time I see you smile, it makes life worthwhile. Every time I see you, baby, it makes me some joy in this world. From the world we call love and living.
Somebody was talking to you?
That was weird.
I thought I heard something.
I'm looking for the bird. Is there a bird around here?
I know.
I like it. Liven this place up. I went to every church.
Thank you.
Well, I see trees green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see clouds of blue, skies of white, and dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces, oh, of the people passing by. Shaking hands, singing, hey, what are you? They say, I babies cry, and I watch them grow. They learn much more. So pretty in the sky, are also faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, hey, Bobby, how are you? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They learn much more, and I never know. I think myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Oh my, is it better to have this on the right? On the left? Like this? Is it working? It is working. Wonderful. Okay. So thank you to all the people who came early to help in various ways. And thank you to Kai for doing the crystal bowls to help at least some of us kind of be calm. Oh, well, this is a happy occasion. It's a birthday, but it's not the birthday of an individual. It's the birthday of New Thought Center. So if you didn't know, you just happened to come today. Hey, you're here for a party. We don't have a guest speaker today, but the new members will sort of be the stars of the show. We're going to honor them, and so the basic, we're going to sort of read certain parts of the service, because then in addition to the new member ceremony, the other thing that will be occupying some time is we're going to play birthday bingo, because it's a party, right? It's a birthday. We're supposed to play games, and the ballooners have been at work. So I think we can stop blowing balloons now and just tie up the ones that have already been made wherever you think would be a good place. So can you guys make sure the balloon folks got that message to stop producing and hang them up? Now they're ready to do their job as decor. But there's something special about these balloons you'll find out later. They have a dual purpose. So the service officially begins with a reading from Science of Mind magazine. This is something we do to sort of, in deference to our roots as a Science of Mind church. And it just happens that the person who established Science of Mind was also the first editor of Science of Mind magazine. And now many of probably most of the churches that used to be called religious science are now called Centers for Spiritual Living. And the magazine has a kind of a hyphenated title. It's Science of Mind and also Guides for Spiritual Living. So, but it's been a kind of a natural evolution, which is exactly what Ernest Holmes wanted. He wanted any organization that he was associated with to remain open at the top. Not like, okay, I'm the seal of the prophets. No, nothing else counts after me. It's not like that. So you all are actually, you're kind of leading edge of the opening to new wisdom and approaches to spirituality, because one thing unusual about our New Thought Center is the fact that we don't have a minister. But it's not by accident, it's by choice, because it seems a decision was made at sometime in the 80s or early 90s, I think in the 80s, that with the proper preparation, our spiritual center could function fine without having a single person wearing the minister hat. That we could share the responsibilities and develop the skills necessary for that to happen. And the fact that we're still here several decades later indicates that the experiment seems to be working. So I'm Pasha McGregor. I'm serving as president of the Board of Trustees. And I don't remember, I wasn't in Hawaii when this center was incorporated, which that's what we count as our birth date, is when it was first incorporated. The state of Hawaii considered us real. But I joined the church in '77, so it was 6 years old when I joined. So that will help you with one of the bingo questions, by the way, if you remember it. So I believe Cindy is going to be the reader this morning for Science of Mind. And following the reading, we're going to have a time of quiet reflection that will serve as the meditation.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, our theme for today is meditation done your way. We have a couple of quotes. The first one is from Morgan Harper Nichols, and this person said, "Let this be the season of focusing on what matters most. Let this be the season of falling in love with the process of becoming more aware of how you can breathe more deeply right here." Ernest Holmes said, "Each one individualizes this universal mind in a particular, unique, and personal way. This is our divine inheritance." We grow and change with every experience, and our meditation practice can change right along with us. With one method, you have options. When our schedules are upended in times of grief or illness, or when the demands of life take up too much of your precious time, it's okay to tailor our meditation to serve our circumstances. With a little curiosity and experimentation, you can find the right fit for your season of life. A few options to investigate include mindfulness meditation, where you observe your feelings and surroundings without judgment; breath awareness meditation, which involves following the breath through each inhale and exhale; mantra meditation, where a word or phrase is repeated to calm the mind; guided meditation, using an audio guide to visualize a peaceful scene; or movement meditation, including mindful walking, tai chi, or yoga. There's no right way. There's only what's right for you. Practicing with a heart of love can be an invitation to peace. Start where you are. Honor the season you are in. Allow your meditation practice to be one of tender soul care just for you. And our affirmation today is, I honor the season of life by nourishing my soul in my own unique way. So I'll break it up a little bit. You can repeat after me. I honor this season of life.
I honor this season of life
By nourishing my soul in my own unique way.
by nourishing my soul in my own unique way.
Thank you. So I'm going to hit the invisible chimes to signify the beginning and end of the quiet meditation. It'll be 2 or 3 minutes. Ding. Ding. Kai, did they possibly get mixed in with the crystal bowls? The supplies?
I didn't see it all the time. It's on the shelf. And I know I can look at it.
Oh, thank you. So when the balloon pops, it's like, attention. Well, if you were here early, you already got to hear some music, but now that we're officially into the service, I'm going to invite Vivoda to do another song for the larger audience.
All right. Good morning and happy birthday. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them spring, fresh from the world. Sweet the rains new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, radiance of day. Praise revelation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them spring, fresh from the earth.
I don't. It's very difficult to decide which was my favorite of all the songs that Vivoda sings, but that definitely would be in the top 10. As we proceed with our program, I'm going to start this clipboard around. I'd like each person to sign just their first name. This will be useful when we get to the bingo. And also, if you're not a new member, if you're an existing member, this is the current edition of the member list. So if anything has changed for you, your number, your email, could you just write the corrected information onto the list? If you don't find yourself on the list, but you know you're a member, you might be on the inactive side, which isn't here, but just make a note on the last page, I'm active, and then we'll move you back. Nobody ever is intentionally taken off the New Thought list, but we move names back and forth between active and inactive. If you haven't been seen here for a year, you are defined as inactive, but all you have to do is show up one more time and it comes back to active.
AI.
Yeah, well, actually, not yet. I keep trying to figure out, is that really going to ever be useful to me in any way? Maybe it could maintain the member list. Okay, so, and if you're a new member, you don't have to do that part because I've touched base with you recently. But you do have to sign your name for the bingo. By the way, welcome to the online people also. Happy that you're able to be here in consciousness, if not in your body. And I have a message from my partner, Peace Eagle. He wants to thank all the people that have been praying for his restoration to full health. And he's on the way. He really hoped he could come this morning, but it didn't seem like he was quite there yet. So instead, he helped me to get everything ready and get out of the house on time. But big thanks from Peace Eagle. And two other people that sent their good wishes but aren't able to be here this morning. Marcus and Eddie. They've just been really busy, house guests and whatnot. But they're with us in spirit. And one other person. Oh yeah, Candy. Candy's doing some kind of a cleanse, and somehow birthday cake didn't seem to fit.
Since you're mentioning people that are here in spirit, Benjamin sends his mahalos for prayers. They're getting ready to leave to move back to the mainland.
Oh, they're really going?
Yeah. So I was kind of at his going away party last night, and he was like, "Oh, I got stuff. I can't come, but then I really appreciate the prayers."
Okay, so I'm gonna, since you all heard that we're so either you could use the handheld mic or I can paraphrase. What do you prefer?
I'll just step up to the boat is mine. So many of us know Brother Benjamin, musician who's played here many times, and just a wonderful member of the community. He had Banyan Tree Retreat Center and hosted a lot of spiritual events. And Benjamin, yeah. And just a kind of a joyful healer, musician type. And he was in the hospital recently, a couple months ago maybe, and it was really it was pretty serious. But he was on the dance floor. I was at Uncle Charlie's band, Grateful Dead band, and I want to say he was on the dance floor every single song. And I saw Benjamin maybe a week or two ago at Willie's, and I think I shared that in the Miracles. I looked over and I'm like, "You're dancing." He's like, "Yeah." So, he's just so full of life. And he was wearing a shirt that had a big heart on it, like a tie-dyed heart. And it's just so Benjamin, it's just emanating love, happy to be alive. So such a great reminder. But he wanted to express his appreciation for all the prayers because he said when he was in the hospital and he heard about how many people were praying for him, I'm going to come to tears myself. He just said it touched him so deeply that so many people cared about him. And I think that's really the power of community. When we're at our lowest, that we're reminded that we're not alone, that people really love us. And I think that's part of what was like Benjamin's full recovery, best I can tell. He doesn't look any different than the energy that he projected previously. So, and he is excited about the new journey, their life. And both he and his partner, she was there too, and just so happy. Yeah. So anyway, they send their love.
Actually, could you, Kai, bring that up here because I'll be reading it pretty soon. Well, that is such excellent news. Benjamin, you're probably too busy to be watching this, but if you are, bon voyage on your great new journey.
We love you, brother.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep on bringing light to people's lives.
In a sort of a touch and go situation, I had borrowed his CD from the New Thought Lending Library, and I just kind of listened to it a great deal because so much of his mana was in that CD, and I sang along with it, and I thought, okay, if he's kind of needing to reconnect with who he is and why did he come to this planet, that was my way of supporting him. It's a good thing we started that prayer ministry when we did, isn't it? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it as far as the greetings. Oh, there may be people that are on the live stream that want to send us birthday wishes. So Palmer, before we turn it off, can you take a peek and see if there's anything in the chat box? And then we can read it aloud for the people who are here. Not now, but towards the end of the service. Well, so now according to the agenda, it says I'm supposed to introduce New Thought to the assembled group, but since that's kind of what the whole service is about, I'm going to skip over that part. I think anyone that's here, by the time we're finished, if you had any confusion about what is New Thought, it will be clarified. But the next part, though, is we pass the microphone around the lanai and give people a chance to say their name. And if there's anyone here for the first time this morning, at that same time, you can say, make us aware of that and, where you came from or what brought you here this morning. And as far as the prompt, normally we'd have asked the guest speaker to provide the prompt, but there is no guest speaker, so I get to do it. In the past couple of years, we've been trying to expand our ways of communicating with the wider world. Especially Sally has been moved to really put time and energy into this. So we now have a meetup group, we have Instagram, we have, what's that neighborhood one, Palmer?
Next door.
Next door. We have Facebook. And for half the year, we have an ad in West Hawaii Today, because some people still get their information that way. So I'm curious, but we don't know how many people actually use those different sources of information. So when it's your turn, besides saying your name, I'd like you to try to remember, for some of you it's remembering a week, for some it might be remembering 25 years ago. But how did you first hear about New Thought Center of Hawaii or the predecessor church? In my case, it was word of mouth. That's how I first heard about it. And I guess I'm going to give this to Shelba first, and you can just, I'll help the microphone around if it gets stuck. So name and how you first heard about New Thought Center.
I'm Shelba, and I think it was word of mouth, but that's been 25, 20, 30 years ago, so I don't really remember.
I'm Margie, and my son-in-law invited me to come listen to Dr. Wesselman.
I'm Palmer, and for me, yeah, it's been at least 20 years, and it was word of mouth.
Hello, I'm Paul Maikai, and for me, from the 80s, how I heard about it was I came here as a licensed practitioner with science mind, religious science, whatever you want to call it, and was looking for people here to connect with, and I called the head office and asked, is there anybody on Hawaii? Because there wasn't any information anywhere to be found about that. So they turned me on to Virginia and said she had a study group. So when I connected with her, then she says, oh, well, we have more than a study group now, so come on, and invited me to a couple services. This was in, I gotta call it our glory days, because we were down in Keauhou on the ocean. It was the most beautiful location. It was a dream location. And my first service I went to, everybody was given coconuts and shown how to open them. So we could drink, so we could have something.
Kaimana, I think I was living on the Hilo side and attending a church over there that was similar. I don't remember the sister church, I think in Hawaiian Beaches area. But I'd heard about the community that was gathering over here, and then one of my teachers spoke over here, and I attended, and I've been one of those people that attended off and on for like years. But then when I moved over here, this seemed to be the place to be. So,
I'm Jean Love, and I was with Unity when I first moved here, early 2000. And then that was great, we, being down there, but then I moved down this way. So I lived down here. I must have been word of mouth, and so I kind of ended up here.
I'm Leah, and my mother introduced me to Church of Religious Science when I was 12 years old in California. And then I was a member of the Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science for many years. And then when I moved to Dana Point, I joined the Mission Viejo Church of Religious Science. And when I moved here, looking for a church home, I was referred by Erin Peoples. So she introduced me to New Thought. And then here I am a year later, and I'm very happy.
I'm Vigoda, and in the early 80s, I was going to the University of Hawaii in Hilo, and I had a chemistry teacher, Dr. Sacha Sud, and so he was scheduled to speak at the New Thought Center down at Keauhou Beach, on the beach there in the pavilion, and so I went to listen. So that was my first time, and it was really funny because he got up to the mic and he was a man of very few words, and so he got up to the mic and he said, "You know what? I don't have anything to say." And that was it. He said, "I can't," and he didn't do it. So I don't know. Yeah, and then that was kind of funny. And so then after that, it It's all your fault, Paul Maikai. You got me coming over here. When I was doing the wedding down at the beach, and Paul Mai was doing the wedding, and I did I was singing, so she said, "Hey, can you come up and sing for New Thought?" And that's how I sing.
Right.
Wow.
I'm happy to be responsible for that.
My name's Barca, and I moved here last November, and one of the draws for Kona was there was a small Unitarian Universalist church. But I moved here in November, and it had closed the previous February. So I was looking for something, and then I saw in Meetup there was a produce swap, and I had way too many avocados. So I came to the produce swap.
Hello, everybody. I'm Barca's sister. I'm Lynn. Definitely word of mouth. I didn't have to think back 40 years. It was yesterday. I just got here, Friday. So anyway, so that's why I'm here. It's a lovely congregation and group that you have.
I'm Sally. I think it's been about 9 years ago when I came to the island. I did a lot of activity. I was hiking and swimming and doing some artistic things, and I thought I need to do something more intelligent where I meet adults and have great conversations. And so I found this group, and I think I found it online, but I can't quite remember where, but I've enjoyed it ever since.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I just Googled it maybe about 5-6 months ago, I think. I was kind of just looking for a group, and it really blew my mind when I came here because I had no idea what New Thought Center is. And then when I came here, I was like, oh my God, like this is the perfect place for me, like that I've been looking for. So I really felt like at home.
Nice.
Greetings, my name is Ramira, and I was at a silent disco and met Amanda, and Amanda introduced me to New Thought. She thought with my energy and how I am that New Thought would be a great home for me, and I agree. This community has been wonderful. I've learned so much from all of you, and I look forward to continuing that.
Hello everyone, I'm Vivek. I came from India, and then I am living with Palmer and Tony, and then they brought me here, and here I am.
I'm Johnny, and I like to think that it was the paper, but being 20 years ago, I'd say that it was likely that there was an event. I'm thinking of Merlin. Merlin's been in the top of my head because I was at Benjamin's party and we were dancing, and Merlin was there, and he was dancing, and he had some health issues as well as Benjamin has, and to see them both dancing, that was so beautiful. So I was thinking that some of my friends probably were talking about something here, and then I started, kind of like looking, putting my ear to the railroad track and going, what's going on? What things are they doing? And then, gradually I got more and more hooked over the years, going to all the neat things and speakers.
Hey, good morning. My name is Reagan, and my wife Jan and I were long-term Unity folks back on the mainland. And when we came here, we thought we could probably go to Unity. And our friends Lloyd and Martha said, well, come over and New Thought first. And so here we are. We stayed.
Aloha, I'm Amanda, and word of mouth. Hi, I'm Faith, and you.
Aloha, I'm Joe. Cindy told me about New Thought Center about 7 months ago, I believe. And so happy to be here. Like-minded people, and the energy here is just so bubbly and very uplifting. Thank you.
I'm Cindy, and about 1.5 years ago, I was Googling some kind of organization I felt I needed to be or wanted to be involved with, and I found New Thought, and I was looking at current and former board members, and Pink was a member, and so was Jim Shannon, who I know from Kohala, and I said, that's it. So I attended, and my first service, I just sat here, and I felt my heart opening, I felt the energy, I almost was crying, this is where I belong.
I'm Lorraine, and I first came to Luzon in 1987. It was then at that lovely hotel. It was no longer in existence. It has changed a lot, and haven't we all? I'm Dottie, and I heard about New Thought through my friends many years ago.
I'm Terry, and I saw New Thought in the newspaper, and it was close by, and it sounded good, so I came, and I've been here, I don't know, 10 years or so.
I'm Colleen, and I was introduced by my lovely friend Leah, old school way. Just, hey Colleen, why don't you come up here and check it out? And she was gently persistent, which it takes that for me. So it's one of the only groups I've ever been comfortable in. So I just keep coming.
Nice.
Aloha and good morning. I'm Jamie. I first came to the island in 2019 and I had just this beautiful, familiar family experience, and it was really hard to go and leave. And then the island kept calling back, so I did. I came in 2022, landed on the east side of the island, and I was crying. I'm like, where'd the magic go? So for who I came to see was Joan Ocean. So I gave her a call. I said, Joan, where do I meet more big, heart, open, loving individuals and make those connections? And she said, go to New Thought Center of Hawaii. And I've been here ever since.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta go find.
Wow, that was great. Am I don't need this. It was wonderful to hear all those stories. It was much more than just, Instagram, newspaper, Facebook. And it just seems like the most, what I get from hearing everybody is that getting a personal recommendation from a person that you admire and like, that seems to be the most powerful draw. Sometimes it's a presenter, or a friend, but there were some people that Googled, and yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you. And Pat and Sally, I hope it was helpful to you too. John.
Yeah, I was going to say that way back in the day, I heard from some people that were coaches and healers, and they said that Unity and New Thought were leading and bringing groups together in different traditions to talk about helping the world be a better place for everyone and working together and bridging that divide. And that was pretty impressive to hear that they were stepping up. And that was in the 80s and 90s, I heard that. So,
right.
Yeah.
So for the live stream people, John was just saying that even back in the 80s and 90s that he had heard from various healers and teachers that Unity and New Thought were sort of helping in the world to to create unity in place of division and bring together different spiritual paths. So, by the way, I don't know, so people came in at different times, and it isn't necessarily emphasized a great deal now, but our New Thought Center went through a unity phase. That's why why we got called New Thought. It was kind of a compromise because the New Thought Alliance includes both Unity and Religious Science, CSL kind of churches. It's a big umbrella. And at that point in the 80s, we were in between ministers, And I wasn't on the board, but I heard it from other people, just that the board had gone through lots and lots of resumes, but the minister they really wanted to hire was trained in the unity tradition, and the religious science RSI, the bigger organization, was not willing to have a religious science church with a unity minister at that time. Probably still aren't. So that's when we went independent. So we aren't legally affiliated with either of those two main branches of New Thought, just with the umbrella organization. That's how we got our name, by compromise. And then we transitioned from New Thought Church to New Thought Center around 1999. A little bit ahead of some of the others. So I think it's a good time now for our welcome ceremony. So first we'll have a song, and then immediately after the song, I'll ask all of the new members to come and line up behind this table, and Leah and Jamie can help with the lay presentation when it's time at the end. And yeah, I think that'll be the plan. Then we'll see what really happens.
Here's an oldie. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I learned of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wake up and rub my eyes, and in that land above the skies you'll find me. I'll be a laughing daffodil, and leave those troubled cares that fill my mind behind me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow, and guess what? So did you and I. We can fly over the rainbow, over the rainbow. We can fly.
Yeah, that's creative. Wonderful. Oh. We have not 6, but 7 new members. I kind of had a hunch somebody would make a last minute decision. So I will read the names. If you could come on up, I'll let you know what your part in the ceremony is. So Ramira, Shelba, Colleen, Joe, Nick, Amanda, and Alexi. Arrange yourselves behind the table. Is there anyone who's willing to take pictures?
Kai's taking pictures.
Oh,
Thank you, Kai.
Oh, sorry.
Get my good side, Kai. Thank you.
Big delays. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jeez. Awesome.
And you lined up according to height. That's
So the lay ministry that used to be just Patty for years and years, Patty Wall, she's still a vital part of it, but now she has helpers. So, yeah. So Jamie and yeah, Jamie and Leo are also part of the.
Look at those amazing people.
Nice.
So you folks are going to do 2 things before you can, well, you know what, our bylaws say all we have to do is say your name. So in a certain sense, you're already a member, but we'd like to make it a little more interesting. So each of you is going to read one of the statements on the New Thought member form. That's their affirmative statements. And I guess maybe 3 of you will get an extra one, but everybody take one to start with. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay. Hey, how about the 3 of us each do one?
Okay.
Okay, and when it's your turn, what you're going to do is pick up the handheld mic and read your statement, and then take one of these long-stemmed hibiscus flowers, a new invention, and plant it in the bed of sand.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So, let's see. I'm not sure let's start with Leah and go that way. Okay. And when you have your turn, go be sort of behind the table so people see the front of you instead of the back of you.
Aloha. I am Leah. We affirm God as mind, infinite being, spirit, ultimate reality.
Plant your flower, Leah.
We affirm the freedom of all persons as to beliefs, and we honor the diversity of humanity, affirming the dignity of human beings as founded on the presence of God within them, and therefore the principle of democracy.
I'm Lexi. We affirm the manifestation of the kingdom of heaven here and now.
I'm Vivek. We affirm that we are all spiritual beings dwelling in a spiritual universe that is governed by spiritual law, and that in alignment with spiritual law, we can heal, prosper, and harmonize.
Joe?
Wow.
We affirm expression of the highest spiritual principles in loving one another unconditionally, promoting the highest good for all, teaching and healing one another, ministering to one another and living together in peace in accordance with the teachings of Jesus and other enlightened teachers.
Greetings, I'm Ramira. We affirm our evolving awareness of the nature of reality and willingness to refine our beliefs accordingly.
I got a good one. Okay. We affirm the unity of God and humanity, in that the divine nature dwells within and expresses through each of us, by means of our acceptance of it as health, supply, wisdom, love, life, truth, power, beauty, and peace. Yay.
From myself,
Of course.
Okay. We affirm that God the good is supreme, universal, and everlasting.
I am Jamie. We affirm the power of prayer and the capacity of each person to have mystical experience with God and to enjoy the grace of God.
We affirm that our mental states are carried forward into manifestation and become our experience in daily living. So Leah and Jamie, now you can go back to your other function as lay ministers and present lates to all these people. And then I will present the certificates after they've received the lates. So shall we make an exception to our usual thing and give them a big hand? Congratulations. It didn't match exactly with how we lined up. That and Colleen. All right. So we could do one more photo op. Just hold up your certificates for the.
Where's the camera?
Awesome. You're in.
I'm grabbing a spontaneous moment because there's one more lay.
Oh, one more name.
And I'd like to offer all my love, and I'm sure all of us will do the same, for a lady who gives so much of herself every week to this place called New Thought. Pasha.
I don't want to make these people stand here any longer. So it's now 11 o'clock, and I don't think we actually have time to play the bingo and still be on time for the cake. So, so I'm thinking it's a fun bingo game, but perhaps we can save that for another occasion. We're all ready for it. But I will just go ahead and do the remaining parts of the ordinary service so that we don't have to keep that cake waiting too long.
Good speech.
Okay, so let's see. The next thing is, I don't know why this is in reverse order. It says announcements and then offertory, but usually we do the offertory before the announcements, don't we? I think I'm just, yeah. I'm gonna switch
It's a
that.
party.
Okay. So, Vibota, you ready with some offertory music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet memory. Ike kaya ula apa ai mai eleo na ea e hari mo e hoi mai oe Cool, sweet memory. There are days that I dream you'll be mine all of the time. Oh, how I wish you were here. la papa mai mai eleo na eia e hali no iho e hoi mai oe sweet memory. Sweet
Well, that was very fitting, at least for old timers like me. We certainly have many sweet memories of our experiences at New Thought. Okay, on to the announcements. Sunday service here on the Lanai at New Thought Center, also by live stream. And there's a video made of the live stream instantly once it's over. And then sometimes it gets edited, and sometimes you just get the basic chaos at the beginning of service and the person leaning over to turn off the machine at the end. Sometimes. But it's a blessing. We're grateful for YouTube. And it also means that we have an archive, which we didn't used to have. So if you have to miss a service, you didn't really miss it. You just have to create time to sit down and watch the video of it. We provide free childcare during the main service. We need the reservation by Friday to know that someone's bringing keiki. The next 3 Sundays, we have Heidi Tehana on the 15th of September, next Sunday. Her topic is the consciousness of the dolphins and whales, assisting humanity in remembering the truth of who we are, with music by Colleen Yost. And Heidi is one of the co-producers of the documentary about Joan Ocean, which is having its premiere the afternoon of the 15th, and she invites everybody who's interested to get a ticket, and we'll kind of have a little theater party in the afternoon. It's starting at 1 o'clock. So she can't do lunch with us because being one of the organizers, she has to leave promptly after the service. But yeah, she'll tell us more about the background of how that all came to be, and yeah, it could make a day of it. It was wonderful to hear Jamie sharing that Joan Ocean was a vital part of her connecting with the New Thought community. So the 22nd of September, Kaimana will be leading us in the autumn equinox program. And we usually have community drumming for 15 minutes leading up to that. So plan to come like early that day, 9:40, 9:45. And if you have a drum or a rattle, you can bring it to participate. And it'll be good if somebody would volunteer for smudging, and let Kaimana know if you're willing to do that. Or let's see, Leah, you're the facilitator that day, right? Okay, so either Kaimana or Leah know. Are you volunteering right now, John?
Neither of us can do it.
Yeah, either John
Oh,
or I.
awesome.
Do it together.
Make note of that, Leah.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Okay. All right.
You have to cover it really.
Then on the 29th, which is the last Sunday of September, we're welcoming a musician and teacher named Kate Moody. She lives in the Pacific Northwest, and she wrote to us and offered her services. So she'll be doing program and music, and it's a presentation she calls Musical Sanctuary. We have one weekly class. It's Mondays, 4:30 to 5:30, right here on the Lanai, Jinan Wang. $15 per class. We have 3 monthly events. The end of the month potluck, which happens on the last Sunday. So that will be September 29th when Kate is here. You can give her a good welcome, get to know her a little bit. Then the crystal bowl meditation was this morning, so it's today, but you missed it. So make a note on your calendar for next time. It'll be the second Sunday, October 13th. And the produce giveaway happens the first Sunday in between those two. So that will be October 6th. Sometimes people bring produce at other times because the trees won't necessarily wait. But
I had to cut back a bunch of Cuban oregano.
Uh-huh.
And I have to say, I found out you can eat it raw, and I put it in my salad last night. It was amazing.
Great.
So there's extra, and then there's some
Where is it?
yellow peppers in the back.
Okay, in the back corner.
And if you want to just stick it in the ground and root it, it takes off.
Okay, so it roots well, and you can eat it raw. Yeah. Or raw or cooked. Cuban oregano.
Fungus.
Okay, thank you. Next we have a couple of special events to look forward to. One is in about 20 minutes, ice cream and cake, and it's a magnificent creation by Joe. And it's not just 2 layers, it's 3 layers. And we have several pints of sorbet. So for the people that don't eat gluten or dairy products, you won't go hungry either.
And it's from the mangoes and passion fruit grown here locally.
Wow. Okay. Okay, and then the next special event on the calendar is maybe something else will come along, but the one, as far as what I know, on Sunday, October 13th, Sheila Gallion is offering a workshop. She's presenting in the morning, doing the workshop in the afternoon. It's called Self-Hypnosis, and it's from 1:30 to 3:30, Love Offering. And she will be doing an additional workshop on October 19th as well. The one on the 13th, it's already on the bulletin board, so you can find out more. And most of what I've announced is on the bulletin board. If something particularly interests you, you can use your phone to take a picture of it on the way out. Help wanted. 2 things, actually. We've been announcing for a couple of weeks, we would like to find a new babysitter, age 12 or older, to care for New Thought Keiki. If we had a regular person, we wouldn't have to tell parents that they had to make a reservation. We would always have someone on duty. But we haven't found that person yet. So if you know any good, responsible teenagers, point them in our direction. We pay $20 per Sunday, especially for younger teenagers. You know, that's significant money to have $20 every weekend. And the keiki are really nice generally. And the other help wanted is something that we just got, and New Thought just received a letter or email about the Interfaith Thanksgiving service. How many of you have attended that sometime in the past?
Amazing.
Okay. Well, we need to give them a response probably within 2-3 weeks. Are we going to be a participant? We can certainly attend, and we can. There's no. It's a fundraiser for the food bank, but it's also a wonderful opportunity to connect with other spiritual centers and faith centers, whatever you want to call it. So I realized that there's two parts to it. There needs to be an organizer because there are rehearsals involved and the decision to make of what song or songs we're going to share. And there needs to be someone who can accompany the group on either guitar or keyboard. In the past, it's been that person, that's been one person, Brian Nakasone, and many, many years, Jess Marlin played that role. But we have not been able to do that for a few years. And if when somebody wants to volunteer to perform both functions or one function or the other function, let us know so we can give them an answer.
I gotta say, the best year was when we had a.
Oh, wait, you want to use?
No.
Oh,
We had a paid music minister who did the music every week and brought in other people, but she was mainly the main person. And she decided to really organize everybody, and we created the New Thought Choir.
Was that Casey? Casey Dugan?
And it was just this one time, but there was like 40 of us on stage. But the stage now is much smaller, so so it's just fun. You know, if you like to sing, if you have fun singing, if you sing in the shower, let's sing together. Let's go and sing, because what we're doing is just sharing our aloha, our love for life with all these other churches that show up that share their love for their lives as well. So it's just a wonderful sharing of interfaith. It's just amazing. And every year we're just so blessed. And of course, every year they have the Tongan singers right at the end.
Legendary.
Everybody just goes, their voice. Yeah.
Okay, well, we just
please,
need
if you want to,
leadership.
think about it, and if you'd like to just, let's make it fun, let's make it play, let's have fun together. I'm gonna have a sign-up sheet next week.
Oh, thank you, Poma, that'd be great.
I'll organize.
All right, we've got an organizer. So typically, I know that even Ramona in Seattle already volunteered. She wants to participate, but she won't be here for the whole preparation period. So we're usually looking at least 6 weeks of rehearsal. And in the past, the most convenient time for rehearsal was right after a New Thought service, because a significant number of the people would already be here. And but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way this time, but we've got an organizer. So think about it, and Pomai will have a sign-up sheet here next week. Thank you so much for that. Now we have the last thing on the announcements is the invitation for prayer requests. There's this beautiful card box with a cover of the Kona on the cover, and are there forms out? Can somebody check? Okay, so there's little paper forms that if you have a prayer request, you can fill it out, and then the prayer ministry, which consists of 11 people, will pray on it for a week, daily, privately. They don't get together, but the information is conveyed, and then each of us does the prayer. We've been trained by Libby O'Day, who's an ordained minister in the CSL tradition. So it's just really kind of amplifying your prayer. But if you want to pray for another person that you care about, you can do that, but you need to obtain their consent. That's, according to Libby, it's kind of not quite ethical to pray for somebody that hasn't given the consent, although you can always pray for the best and highest in a situation without going into any more detail than that. So take advantage of that service if you haven't. It's been helpful to me and PC Go. You can also, for those of you that are not physically present, to fill out a little piece of paper right now, you can send your request to New Thought by email. If you're on the newsletter list and you just click reply to your weekly newsletter, it will be received. If you're not on the newsletter list, there's a couple ways to address that need. Sign the guest book, which is, Terry, could you point to it? I think something got put on top. Yeah, and or you can just go onto the New Thought website and there's a place where you can sign up for the newsletter. Okay.
Also, I just wanted to let everybody know, just be aware of the fact that our website and our email address and our what is that? Yeah, our church email address and our website are going to be changing. So just heads up. So if you see a new address from New Thought, you'll know what's going on.
Yeah.
We have the company we've done business with for the last 20 years or 15, whenever we started it, have sold out to somebody else, and it's not compatible with what we want. So that's all going to be changing. But it's going to be a slow process because the poor girl who volunteered to take over the newsletter for me and all the website and all that, had 11 websites that were dumped by this company. So she's going to deal with hers first, and that's fair. And we're going to hope to maintain what we have, but it will be changing, so just so you know.
So for the people that are on live stream, Pomai was just making us aware that change is coming relative to our website and possibly our newsletter, but certainly the website.
The email address.
And you will be informed when things become more definite.
Yeah.
Joe, is there anything you want to say about the cake before we sing our closing song? You could come up to the microphone if you have something to share with us. Or what, I can give you this one.
Hi, I'm Joe. There are nuts, tree nuts, there are eggs, there's dairy. I was gonna bring just a carrot. For those who, for the vegan version, but I meant that. No, if I had less time to make the cake, it would have been a different cake. I had too much time to think about it, so it's just, I got a little overwhelmed. Yeah, so enjoy.
Thank you. Okay, so we will do our closing song and then gather around the cake table. And also get the sorbets from the freezer. Oh, they're out. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's circle up then. Oh, chat box. Let's see if there are any messages before we turn this off. Okay, Takuma in Japan.
Hey, Takuma.
Says, good morning, New Thought family. Takuma Taira, and I feel the infinite spirit. Thank you, Takuma.
So I just heard 15 people here can be in our
We always sing
Don't whistle.
Yes.